Nino Brown Boxing, and I'm back with another video. So today, I got a few things I want to get off my chest. So first thing first, hit the like button. Please subscribe. This is a new channel. I'm trying to drop as many videos as possible. So please, I appreciate any support that I get. Views, likes, comments. It's all appreciated. So the first topic is going to be about the heavyweight division. Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. Now, it's definitely been a couple of days now since Anthony Joshua had that interview when he made the statements about pretty much not being ready to fight Deontay Wilder and making statements about, he could possibly fight him 2018, 2019, even 2020. Some other things that AJ said. He also said he wants to fight Wilder when he's in the best position to win. Now, I've seen AJ get a whole lot of criticism when it comes to this matter. And at first, I was criticizing him myself. Now, I could possibly be wrong, but the only reason that I'm not going to criticize AJ as much is because I respect his honesty. Now, he did release a statement, I believe it was yesterday or so, when he tried to retract some of his previous comments and he tried to clean it up. But the truth is out there. AJ, he expressed how he truly felt about the whole Deontay Wilder fight, and I respect the honesty. I respect the honesty when it comes to him just being a man. Now, when it comes to him being a fighter, that's a completely different story. I say that because I have to separate the two, because being a fighter and being a man, that's just two different entities of life, especially when you're being paid to be a fighter. You're trying to build a certain type of legacy, and you have a reputation to uphold. Now, since being a fighter and being a man is two completely different things, since he's a fighter, he has a certain reputation. He has a legacy as a fighter to build. So, a lot of the trash talk is definitely coming from AJ fans. The trash talk is coming from, the promoter Eddie Hearn, saying that AJ would knock out Wilder in 3 rounds, like ridiculous shit like that. Now, I'm sure AJ has talked some shit himself. Like, I don't doubt that at all. But the vast majority of this shit talking, it comes from AJ's fans. So, I can't really hold Anthony Joshua responsible for the ignorance that his fans put out there. But at the same time, even if his fans weren't putting out all of these ridiculous statements, he's still a unified champion in the heavyweight division. Now, a lot of his fans, they came out in the comment section, they came out making videos, and they were saying ridiculous things like, they were trying to pretty much defend what Anthony Joshua said. Now, you can't really defend, well, you can, but you can't logically defend Anthony Joshua's comments if you're one of the main people out here saying that he'll knock out AJ in 3 rounds. He'll knock out Wilder in 3 rounds, or Wilder doesn't stand a chance. Windmill Wilder, he'll get knocked out. He's too wild. He doesn't have enough skill. AJ, he'll beat him without a doubt. I've seen, and I've received comments myself where people say, I have no doubt that Anthony Joshua will beat Deontay Wilder. It's not even worth discussion. Random little stupid shit like that. Now, what do I say to all of those people, to all of the Deontay Wilder detractors, the people that don't try to give Wilder the credit that he so respectfully deserves? It's very simple. And I know it's been said before, but I'm going to say it again. If you truly believe Anthony Joshua is a superior fighter than Deontay Wilder, whether you believe it's by a little or if it's a lot, it makes no sense for Anthony Joshua to need more time to fight Deontay Wilder. It makes no sense for Anthony Joshua to say that he needs to be in a position, or he wants to be in a position that he knows he can win. Because the time would be right now. Now would be the time, based off of what his fans are saying. And if his fans are going to ride or die with him, they need to ride or die with what Anthony Joshua is saying. And just keep it, take what he's saying for what it is. So if he needs more time, or he needs to be in a better position, his fans need to say, you know what? I was talking shit at first. Obviously, me and AJ, or me as an AJ fan, we're not on the same page. I thought Anthony Joshua was a whole lot more prepared. Obviously, he's not. He's still a young fighter, and he's not ready. Like, it's still going to sound like a bitch move, yes, but at least you're honest. And at the bare minimum, I can't speak for anyone else, but I definitely respect honesty. So going forward, the next thing to be discussed would be if Anthony Joshua is not going to fight Deontay Wilder, who in the fuck is he going to fight? Like, even if he waits until late 2018, let's forget 2019 and 2020 right now. Who can this man fight? Okay, you beat Pulev. Got it? That's your next scheduled fight. Then let's say, by some miracle, Joseph Parker agrees to fight Anthony Joshua. Now, okay, Anthony Joshua, he beats Joseph Parker. Let's say that fight takes place sometime, let's say April 2018. Now, Joshua has 3 of the 4 major belts in the heavyweight division. That's great. Like, that's a wonderful accomplishment, especially that early in his career. But the issue comes when you're willing to become, like, hypothetically, of course, you're willing to become unified with 3 different titles in your weight class, but the one belt that's left over, you want to possibly wait a whole another year or possibly 2 to go after it. Like, that makes no sense. Now, it doesn't make sense when you're saying Joshua is as ready as people are claiming him to be. In my opinion, Joshua is just as ready as Wilder. And I say that because people who talk about Wilder only fights bums, but who has AJ fought? AJ, he fought Klitschko. He beat Klitschko. He was also knocked down in that fight. I believe he fought a Klitschko from 5 years ago. I'm not even going to say if he fought Klitschko from 5 years ago. If Anthony Joshua fought an active Klitschko, a Klitschko, he could have been 40 years old. He could have been coming off that loss to Tyson Fury. But if Anthony Joshua fought a Klitschko that had a fight or 2 between that Tyson Fury loss, Klitschko would have beat him. The long period of Klitschko being inactive, combined with Klitschko's age, that was a golden opportunity for Anthony Joshua to just have a come up in his boxing career. Now, hats off to Anthony Joshua's management, because that was definitely a great move. If I was his management, I would have made that move for my fighter as well. But when you start to criticize Deontay Wilder for his resume, when you already have this criticism attached to Wilder that he's not as skilled and he's not as fundamentally sound and he's a wild fighter and he's windmill Wilder, if you're going to say that about Wilder, you please take that into consideration when you come to the way that he was brought along. If his skill level is not up to par with Anthony Joshua or any other heavyweight for that matter, doesn't it make sense for his team to bring him along a lot slower than Anthony Joshua? You believe Anthony Joshua's skill set is more superior than Wilder's. With that being said, AJ fought an old man that was on a layoff. If Wilder would have beat Klitschko, if that would have been the WBC title and the WBA title being unified, Wilder versus Klitschko, and if Wilder would have beat Klitschko in the same exact manner that AJ did, we all know Wilder would not, I repeat, he would not be getting the amount of credit that AJ is receiving. Before Klitschko, he fought Charles Martin. Charles Martin is a bum. Like, he's a bum. We all know this. We can't dispute the shit. Like, it's fact. If Deontay Wilder would have fought Charles Martin, and honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, why in the hell didn't Wilder fight Charles Martin before AJ fought him? Well, probably because of mandatory, but whatever. I was just thinking, like, Charles Martin should have tried to unify with Wilder, but that's beside the point. That's old news. But if Deontay Wilder would have beat Charles Martin, they would have said that Wilder is a unified paper champion. He would have been able to call him a unified paper champ. And, like, I get it that Wilder beat, I get it that AJ beat Klitschko, and Klitschko being a legend and all, but we all have to take into consideration the circumstances that AJ got that fight. A year-long layoff, coming off a loss, and you're a 40-year-old man. I just know if that was Deontay Wilder in that position, he wouldn't get the credit. And his resume would still be criticized, even if he had all the fights that happened after that. So his most recent fight and the fights before. But moving forward, all we can do is wait and see what happens. If Wilder beats Stavern, I know most likely he's going to continue to try to get a fight with AJ. He's most likely going to call Joseph Parker out some more. But it's no one else to fight. And that's another point that I want to make. A lot of people are talking about Wilder's resume being trash. And the heavyweight division is back. I think I touched on this before in a previous video. But the heavyweight division only has two major hitters: Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. It's no possible fight for Deontay Wilder to have to make him convince his detractors that he's a lot better and he deserves the respect that he's not getting. The only fight that can be made is Wilder and Joshua. That's it. And for anyone that says differently, they know if they hype up a fight, prime example being Dillian White, for Wilder, and Wilder goes in there and smashes them, and he smashes White out, he beat him in the first, second round, whatever the case may be, they're going to say, look at Wilder, knocking out AJ's leftovers. He's not going to get the credit. It's going to be the same cycle over and over again. It's no respectable name at the heavyweight division outside of Anthony Joshua for Wilder to face that will give him the respect that he deserves. They just need to stop the bullshit. They need to make the fight. If AJ is not trying to make the fight right now, he needs to drop his belts. I know it's not going to happen, but he needs to drop his belts and let whoever wants to be the real champions, who want to do what champions do, face the toughest competition. He needs to let those type of guys fight. And when he's ready, put himself in a position for a title shot, whether it's against the undisputed heavyweight champion or the unified champion or whatever the case may be. He needs to put himself in position to get one of those fights when he's ready. Like, don't hold two belts hostage for 1 year, 2 years, 2.5 years. And then all of a sudden now you want to act like a champion when you've been a unified champion for all this time. Like, that's straight bullshit. But until that happens, I'm Nino Brown Boxing, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace.